Today we are keeping it real. We're going to be talking about Real Brokerage, one of the fastest growing, actually the fastest growing publicly traded brokerage right now in the real estate industry in the US. And we're going to talk about why that is and why our team made a decision in May of this year, May of 2024, to move our team to Real. So we're going to really break everything down for you, whether it's splits, fees, revenue share, stock awards, stock purchase, what's the trading opportunities, how do I get in touch with a broker. So my goal in this video is to cover all things Real for you. So the first thing is, who is Real? So it is a publicly traded company, as I mentioned, trading on the NASDAQ at REAX. More on that later. Looking at what their stock has been doing. Founded in 2014, actually. So this brokerage has been around 10 years. Really started a hockey stick growth pattern. I'd say probably 2020 to 2021. A lot of agents started to see the light and made the move. And admittedly, I looked at it then and kind of kicked myself a little for not making the move sooner. But currently, over 21,000 agents with this fast-growing brokerage across the U.S. and I think 4 of the 5 provinces in Canada. That number has been almost doubling every year. I think over the last 3 years, the average growth rate's been about 110 to 113%. So there's a reason for that. So we're going to break it down. The first thing we're going to look at, if you look at the slide here, is kind of 6 pillars. So the first is keep more. That's looking at the splits, the commission structure, the fees, the high producing elite agent award program. Number 2, we're going to look at the build wealth component. So that's looking at ownership in Real through stock awards and a very healthy stock purchase plan. Going to look at some of the incredible technology. It's basically a technology company operating as a brokerage, and we'll go over a little bit of what you can do from your phone, what you can do on desktop, and a lot of that dovetails right into number 4, which is that training and education piece. Where do you find training? How do you find training? We're going to cover that. We're going to look at revenue share. A lot of people don't really understand it. Some brokerages have profit share. There are other cloud-based brokerages like Real that have revenue share. So if that's something you're interested in, you're going to want to watch that section. Last thing we're going to talk about is the collaboration, the community, the work hard, be kind kind of mantra that we all live here at Real, and that's been real refreshing, at least for our team, I know. So I'm going to leave the chapters up here so you can skip right to where you want to go to if there's an element of this that you're most interested in. So we're going to get right into it. First thing we're going to cover is that keep more. We're going to look at the commission structure. First question most agents have when looking at a brokerage to join or to move to, what's the structure? What are the fees? What are the caps? If there is a cap, are there franchise fees? What are the splits? We're going to cover it all. It's all very straightforward here at Real. So the first thing, if we're looking at the split, it's an 85-15 split up to a $12,000 cap for a solo agent. There are a couple team structures. We're not going to do a deep dive on that, where agents can be at a lower cap. So for example, the way our team is structured, our team agents are on a half cap. So they're $85-15 to $6,000 annually in any anniversary year. So to break this down, $85-15 before capping, if it's a hypothetical $10,000 commission, $8,500 goes to the agent, $1,500 to the brokerage, to Real. Once you cap, 100%, $10,000 goes to the agent, 0 to the brokerage, but there is a post-cap transaction fee, and there's one other fee called a BOP fee. That is your brokerage fee, your E&O insurance, as well as your processing. So that is $30 per transaction. It's the same before capping and after capping. So if we take that $10,000 sale that we talked about pre-cap, $8,500 minus that $30 BOP fee, a net of $8,470 to the agent. Post-cap, $10,000 minus that $30, and then there's a post-cap transaction fee, every transaction of $285. So the net commission in that scenario is $9,685 to the agent. What are the other fees? There are no monthly fees at Real. This was a very big benefit to my team and my team agents when we were looking at Real versus another cloud-based brokerage where we were before, because there is no monthly fee. There are some times where agents didn't have transactions closing in a given month, and even though it was less than $100 a month, it still stung a little bit. So Real does have an annual fee. It's $750 annually. The way that Real collects that fee is it's $250 per transaction out of the first 3 transactions that an agent closes in any anniversary year. So if you were to join and only close 2 transactions, let's say in your first year, that fee would actually be $500, not $750, because it comes out on a transaction basis. The only other fee, there's a $249 one-time fee to join. That's to take care of your onboarding and get you up and running in Real systems and get you access to all the training and all the tech that we're going to talk about. One thing we will cover real quick here is for top producing agents. It is the Elite Agent Program that we're scrolling to right now. And what that looks like is basically if you are a top producing agent with Real, there's actually a way where that $285 post-cap transaction fee drops to $129 per transaction. There's a lot of benefits to being a top producer here at Real, and that's really Real's vision, is to bring in top producing agents, and that's why you see so many top producing agents and team joining the brokerage. It's called the Elite Agent Award. So the way this is earned, the way most earn this is once you've capped, that $12,000 has been paid to Real and cap, now you're paying that $285 per transaction. Once another $6,000 is collected by Real in those fees, which is about 21 transactions after capping, that per transaction fee is going to drop to $129 per transaction. And then again, you're still going to have that $30 BOP fee. Another huge benefit that's going to walk us right into the build wealth section of what's attracting so many agents to Real are the stock awards and the stock purchase program. If and when you reach elite agent status in an anniversary year, Real is going to give you $16,000 worth of Real stock the month that you achieve that elite agent award. Note, any stock that's awarded vests 3 years. 3-year vesting on awarded stock. We'll talk about the stock purchase plan in a minute because that's a little bit different. So $16,000 comes right back for that production goal. There's also the cultural award that you'll see, and the way to earn that is giving back within the Real community. So much of the training in Real Academy that we're going to touch on in the next section is actually led by elite agents. So think that you're a new agent. Who do you want to learn from? Who do I want to learn from? I want to learn from those that are in the field producing today. And a way that an elite agent can earn another $8,000 in stock is by 1 hour a month hosting a course in Real Academy. So these courses could be on a myriad of subjects: growing a farm, client events, personal development, social media marketing, video marketing, you name it, there's training for everyone here. So that's $24,000 in potential stock awards for a top producing agent after giving the brokerage basically $18,000 between split and caps. It's just a hard deal to beat. So next we're going to cover the stock purchase plan, which is an optional plan. It is not required. If you hit elite agent status, you're going to get awarded these shares. We're going to talk about some other ways to get awarded shares after as well. Before we go too far into the stock purchase plan, I got to tell you about Real stock. In the last year and change, even if we look just year to date, Real stock, when you'll see the ticker up here, REAX, as I'm filming this today, September 11th of 2024, Year to date, the stock is up over 250%, trading at about $5.50 a share. If we look at the June 2024 shareholders report, revenue grew by 84%, over $340 million in revenue in the second quarter of this year alone. So again, this company is a growth juggernaut. It's why it's attracting agents. It's why it's getting the attention of Wall Street. And if you kind of ask, hey, why is their stock performing so well? Here's what analysts are saying. They're saying it's driven by a steady increase in agent and productive agent count, and it's capitalizing on an ongoing trend of agents moving from traditional high-cost brokerages to more efficient and high-value models like Real. I myself started in a traditional brick-and-mortar brokerage, realized the value proposition from that brokerage to me was out of alignment, moved to another cloud-based brokerage in 2020, had no reason to leave, had a great supportive community there, but I couldn't unsee what I saw in terms of the community at Real, as well as the opportunity to be part of the explosive growth that we're seeing and continuing to see as we near over 21,000 agents right now. Continuing on our wealth building conversation within Real. So one of the things that's great, one of the things that really drew me to this brokerage is the opportunity, in addition to the stock awards, to gather shares of this fast growing company with some bonus shares being awarded for me enrolling in this stock purchase plan. First disclaimer on this, 100% optional. If you do decide you do enroll in this, here's what it looks like right now. These numbers are subject to change, as I mentioned. Fast growing brokerage. So as the agent count goes up, as the share price goes up, they look at this every once in a while and make some changes to it. Right now, I think it's a great program. So if you enroll in this, before you cap every year, when you're paying Real that 15%, you can defer up to 5% of that net commission. So it will be after your split, after that BOP fee, defer 5% of that to buy Real stock that's purchased at the end of that month, and Real bonuses 10% of that amount. So let's say, for example, that number is $300 that's being deferred that from a commission to buy Real stock, $330 worth of Real stock for that transaction. That $330, that stock purchase plus the bonus, understand these are called RSUs, restricted stock units. These are all subject to a 1-year vesting. So you buy those, let's say we're in the month of September now, they're purchased the end of September. You can then trade those shares in the open market October of 2025. So those are going to be held. It's partnered with ShareWorks through Morgan Stanley, where you can keep an eye on what your balances look like. But the first year, they're going to be unavailable. But you're going to be able to trade those stocks, use that money for college tuition, purchase an investment property down payment, go on a vacation, you name it. So those shares can be traded in a year. So again, to recap, pre-cap, defer 5%, 10% bonus. And this is as of September 2024. This will be in effect until the agent count goes north of 22,000 agents, where this may change a little bit. After capping, this is where I am now. 10% of my net commissions are going to purchase Real stock. So for example, we just had one. It was at $10,000 is what it netted to. So 1,000 of that was used to purchase Real stock on my behalf with a 20% bonus. So $1,200 worth of Real stock on that 1-year vesting schedule. So another way to earn shares in the company is by helping the company grow. And that's going to walk us right into the next section. We're going to go a little out of order because it dovetails more with stock. So we're going to skip the training and come back, and we're going to talk about revenue share. So what exactly is revenue share? These cloud-based brokerages like Real have really been pioneers in growing their brokerages organically and rewarding productive agents who are then introducing other productive agents to the brokerage. And not surprisingly, that's how I came to know about Real. Several agents that I know, referral partners, I just started asking questions. And I found them to be extremely helpful. And when I looked at the model, I said, all right, I think this is the way to go. Talk to the team. When the team agents saw the structure, the cap was lower, the split was higher, the opportunities for stock awards, for revenue share, the technology. When we looked at everything holistically, it just, like I said earlier, we couldn't unsee it. It made too much sense. So another way that Real rewards agents for helping grow the company is there are stock awards that are given for attracting agents to the company and also just being a productive agent. So as I mentioned with the Elite Agent Award, $16,000 in stock awarded. Not everybody hits that level. The next tier down to earn free stock from Real is just hitting that $12,000 cap. So not a team agent, so solo agent, team lead with a $12,000 cap. When you hit your cap, you're awarded 150 shares of Real. Check out the fine print here on this slide because again, this applies up to 22,000 agents. So this number could slide down as the agent count grows, but also the share price is growing. So I think the intention will be to keep it around the same dollar value going forward, keeping in mind agent count as well as stock price. As we said earlier, September 2024 as I'm filming, about $5.50 a share. So with a $12,000 cap, you hit that cap, you're awarded 150 shares on that 3-year vesting schedule. The agents on my team really like that when they cap, not only do they go to 100% commission, they're awarded 75 Real stock shares, again, on that 3-year vesting period. So another way to earn stock awards is by introducing agents, bringing agents to the company. If I were to introduce an agent that names me as a sponsor, when they close their first transaction with a GCI of at least $2,000, I'm going to be awarded 75 shares for each and every one of those agents that are brought onto the company. If it's a half cap agent, so for example, when team agents of my team that are sponsored by me naturally, when they close their first deal, I was awarded 35 shares, just like they're awarded when they attract somebody. Let's talk revenue share and really what does that look like and how does it differ from profit share? What it is not, is it a requirement? So what revenue share is basically is the brokerage is sharing their company dollar with agents who are attracting other agents to the brokerage. It's a great way to grow organically, and I think it's a big driver of the exponential growth that Real is seeing right now because the agents that are coming to this brokerage are big thinkers that are attracting other big thinkers and goal-oriented folks to the brokerage. What it is not profit share. It is not determined by a market center's performance or a franchise performance. This is top line revenue being shared back to the agents within the company. Is it required? Absolutely not. To join Real, you do not have to attract or recruit any agents to the company. If you're looking for a great opportunity because of the splits, the tech, the collaboration, the community, the training, by all means, there's plenty for you here. However, if this does appeal to you, it's a really excellent additional passive revenue stream and a way to help others grow their business, which is one of the things I really enjoy doing, is helping agents see how to grow their business, and I share in their success. And as a shareholder in the company, that's important to me. And as somebody earning revenue share that is paid in actual dollars, it's not stock awards, it's a nice extra source of revenue. So let's see what it looks like if you were to pursue revenue share as an additional wealth building tool within Real. The way it works, if an agent comes to the company and names you as their sponsor, you would share in Real's revenue that agent is generating up until the point where they cap. So for example, a tier 1 agent, so this is somebody you sponsor directly, assume they cap 5% of their commission. Remember, to cap, at an 85-15 split, it's about $80,000 of gross commission income. 5% of that, or $4,000, is going to go to the agent that directly sponsored that individual into the company. What's interesting is if I'm earning that $4,000, my sponsor is earning $3,200 because that is a tier 2 agent to my sponsor. My sponsor's sponsor, a tier 3, is 3% up to $2,400. Tier 4 goes to $1,600, and then tier 5 is 1% of that $80,000, which is $800. Understand this, that's as far as it goes. It goes 5 tiers deep, and to qualify to unlock those lower tiers, tiers 2, 3, 4, 5, Real's gonna require a certain number of agents that you've attracted into your front line, into your tier 1, so to speak. So I think what I like about their program versus some others that we've looked at or even been a part of is the highest revenue share is paid to those that you have the most contact with, if you will, the most influence with. The people that you're sponsoring directly or maybe one level removed is where the highest revenue share is coming, which again, to me makes a lot more sense than needing to recruit 7 layers deep for it to be meaningful or helpful to you or those agents that you're sponsoring. One of the requirements, and this is why Real is not a recruiting only company, you have to be in production. So to earn revenue share, to get that revenue share check at the end of each month, you have to have earned commission, at least a $2,000 gross commission in the past 6 months. So agents are not coming here just to become recruiters and get out of production. If you look at the per agent productivity, it tells a story. There are a lot of high producing agents and teams, even indie brokerages that are closing brokerages to come here. And part of it is the opportunity to build a nationwide network through revenue share. I've been fortunate. I've sponsored agents locally in our market and a couple outside of our market that I know. And it's really interesting to have discussions and learn the pain points. And what's attracting most people right now, it's that collaboration. It's the training opportunities. It's the people. It's the culture. And that's what we're going to talk about here in just a few. Revenue share, I know, can be mystifying. If you have more questions, want to do a deeper dive on what this looks like, happy to jump on a call. All the contact info is in the description below. So as promised, we're going to circle back to the tech right now. Real is an incredible innovator in tech. Reels is just next level. Literally on my phone, everything I need to see is in the reZen app. So I could see what's going with transactions, where am I against capping? If I've capped, where am I against elite agent status? Who's in my revenue share group? What have my stock awards been? What am I deferring towards those stock grants? It's been a huge time saver for us as a team because questions that used to go to our operations director no longer go to her, and here's the reason. Our agents can see everything on their phone. Some of the other tech that you would have availability to within Real, so Workplace, that's a Meta Facebook product. That's our intranet, if you will. So that's where you can connect with your broker and get broker support. That's where referrals are coming and going every day. And we've done since May, I think 3 or 4 at least, agent-to-agent referrals both ways, which has been amazing. Also Lofty, which is a best-in-class CRM, customer-facing website, campaigns, action plans that are using some great AI technology. Lofty, which will probably cost you about $500 a month on the open market, $40 per month as a Real agent. So as we talked about, I don't think you can talk tech without talking training because Real has done an incredible job of integrating these two. It's important, I don't care what level of the business you're in, whether you're a new agent, seasoned agent, running a team, I have a strong belief if you're not sharpening your saw, you're getting weaker. What I love about Real is everything is housed within Real Academy, which is available via Workplace, which is available via reZen. Everything is on your phone, so I can be very productive in the car listening to a replay of a training. I can be at the gym on a treadmill watching a training about any number of subjects. In fact, there's 30 new live trainings every single week. These are held on Zoom. They're very interactive. These are lively conversations, again, led by elite agents, top agents within the brokerage, sharing their knowledge, collaborating, helping raise everyone, because let's face it, most everyone at Real is a shareholder. We have a vested interest in helping each other. So some of the trainings that I mentioned earlier, there's one around YouTube. If you want to go all in on YouTube, there's going to be a weekly training to help with that. If you're a new agent, there's a whole 12-week session, or series, I should say, to get you started on the right track. Now, it's up to you to implement it, but having availability to trainings like that to watch and rewatch is absolutely invaluable. And it's a great place also to make connections, right? You see some of the same familiar faces in Zoom, you start making connections, and all of a sudden you've got referral partners. And that's going to lead us into the last section on this Real Explained 2024. Last section to talk about here is that culture of collaboration. And I got to tell you, a lot of people talk it, we live it. And I've seen it, and I've been really fortunate and blessed, I think, to be a part of such a supportive community. So as I mentioned at the top, most people that come to Real are joining because somebody they know, somebody they respect has come to the brokerage first. And for me, I'm in Tom Ferry coaching. A lot of my good friends, referral partners, people I would see at events were making this move. And again, I was hesitant at first, looked at it about a year and a half ago, stayed where we were. And then this year, a lot of the impetus was two of the top agents on our team. Their cap was resetting at our prior brokerage, and it's kind of a now or never moment. And when we talked about it and had some calls with some other folks that are in our upline, if you will, we were just welcomed with open arms, and so much support and so much help and so much caring, honestly. Like, hey, Mike, tell us about your business. Where are the pain points? Let's see where we can help you. And the work hard, be kind, again, it's a lived mantra. And the leadership with Tamir, with Sharon, our state brokerage, as I mentioned earlier, talking about community, a lot of agents are hesitant. Oh, brick and mortar, I can see my broker. I can physically go there and have those communications. I think the longest we've waited for broker support when we've needed something is about 30 minutes, which is unheard of, honestly. Ways to reach the broker. Workplace chat. There's a group chat with all the managing brokers within a state that are there to help. They've got access to the back end of reZen, so they can pull contracts and see which clauses may come into play if things do get gnarly in a transaction. But the community, the collaboration over competition, it sounds cliche, but it's happening daily. And I think the reason for that is the fact that we are all personally invested in this company and want to see it grow, want to see it flourish. And this is even within our market, which is wild, right? A lot of brokerages, it's a very cutthroat. Everybody's your competition. Here, there are agents that are part of my downline, if you will, and that are not part of my downline. And we're getting together all the time and talking about best practices. In fact, locally, we're building a pretty neat community where every 2 weeks we're all coming together, and we've opened it up to all agents in our market. Training, I gave a training recently on client events. It's one of the things that we feel we do really well. And just, here's our playbook. Here's how we do it. Here are the touch points. Here are some of the events we've done. Here are some of the high dollar. Here are some of the low dollar events. And just sharing that with agents and seeing people implement it, it's pretty rewarding, honestly. We've had trainings on YouTube. We've had trainings on the power of doing home tours on social media. This is happening across the country. It's happening locally. It's one of these, you get into it, what you get out of it, what you put into it, I should say. So if you're gonna join Real, plug in. Highly, highly encourage you to plug in. I'm really excited. Our annual conference, Rise, is happening in Vegas in late October. I'm super excited to attend this conference, meet new referral partners, learn what's new, what's happening from the leadership at the company. But I gotta tell you, this culture of communication, this culture of collaboration, it's a real thing, and it's really, really refreshing in our industry. We're gonna wrap it here. If you think Real might be a fit for you and you wanna have a deeper discussion or look at what Real's model would look like against your production, I am absolutely happy to do it. I'm a finance major, I'm a spreadsheet guy, it's my jam. So happy to jump on a call. There'll be contact information in the description. We've been here going on 6 months now. Nothing but green lights. I hope this was valuable to you.